The New England Patriots have been beaten in their last 2 games by a combined score of 72-3. This is not just bad. They've obviously cratered. When a coach says start over again, what does that mean?
Well, he's right. And what he means is we got to do everything. We got to go back and identify who the hell we are. And what are we going to be about? Are we going to be a running football team? Are we going to, just throw it all over the lot? Who the hell are we? And right now, look, he's never lost 2 games like that in his whole career. I mean, he's been smoked. When's the last time that you saw a Tom Brady team get beat by 34 points?
You've never seen a Bill Belichick team.
Never.
I mean,
Never.
Even, regardless of who his quarterback was, he's never had losses like either of them.
Exactly.
What does it mean?
So to me, he's going to be like, no. He's going to get his staff together and say, what can we do? Well, right now, I have no freaking idea. Like, you used to be able to run the football. That's where it better start. You put it in this kid's hands, it's a disaster. It's going to be a disaster.
You said it last week, D. Wood, and I think you can say it even louder again. Who is to blame here?
The GM is killing the coach.
And they're the same person.
They're the same person. The GM is killing the coach. When you look at the Patriots as a whole, and I want to just stick just on the offensive side of football, the offensive line stinks. Okay? Say what you want about the quarterback. He's not playing well. They have maybe arguably the worst skill position group in the National Football League. In an offensive-driven league, when you don't have people that you got a game plan against, you're cooked. You're done. And that all falls on the GM and Bill Belichick. Okay? Like, you have a young quarterback. Mac Jones is not the type of guy that's going to elevate anybody.
No.
Okay?
Terrible.
So the way you gotta build it, you gotta put elite players around him to help him. They don't have any of that in New England. Any of that. And this is the result. Is you're seeing back-to-back the worst losses in Bill Belichick's career.
This is the worst team and worst roster that New England has had in 20-plus years. And that's putting it kindly. Mac Jones is the least of the worries in New England. The least of the worries. You just said the offensive line, the pass protection is terrible. Okay, second of all, no one gets open downfield. Every ball has to be perfect. And I haven't seen one play made by somebody in man coverage down the field. 3rd and 2. Tell me who the ball should get thrown to. This is when I say every ball has to be perfect. You know how hard of a throw that is? To throw it up over a trailing the defender, but before the safety gets there, that's a 1 in 10 throw. It's got to be absolutely perfect. Who do you want him to throw the football to? When I talk about not being able to make a play on a ball down the field, everybody is absolutely mugged up. It's 3rd and 8. There's no separation. Give your guy a chance. Nothing. I've seen this 20 times this year. 3rd and 12. Quarterback gets like 2.5 seconds before someone's going to hit him in the face again. He puts it on the tight end's back shoulder. Drop. This is the story of their season. No one gets open. No one makes a play. Mac Jones had 12 completions yesterday at 39 yards after the catch. There's absolutely no, I don't know if they're the worst skill group I said that this summer. I don't know if they are. I don't know if they must have the worst separation when it comes to like guys getting open. It's got to be the worst in the NFL.
Yeah, I look at it this way. I called them a JV roster even last year or whatever, and I'll stay by everything I've ever said. All right? Because I'll stand by exactly what the hell I say. Why? It's based on what I see. And if you think this cat is the least of their problem, oh, hell no.
Rex,
he is part of their problem. Believe me, he's part of their problem.
I love you. The only quarterback that's playing good in New England is like Michael Vick.
Well, Tom Brady was pretty decent.
Because he'd be the best athlete on the
field. You're saying the only one who could succeed in this.
I don't even know succeed. The only one who could not look like a disaster would be like Michael Vick or Lamar Jackson.
Well, this guy certainly looks like a disaster. Why? Because he has no talent. And when I sit back and I tell you the truth, look, everything I'm telling you is the truth. Now here's the part that I have the biggest problem with right now. When you lack arm talent, you have to throw with anticipation and accuracy. I don't see that great accuracy out of this guy.
Where do you want him to be accurate?
I'm going to say,
I will say that one throw that you pointed out, that was an opportunity to be accurate.
Okay.
I'm being real.
Pushing the thing down the field. Look, I'm telling you, let's quit alibiing. And I know you're there, and you don't want to lose your quarterback card because that's the only way you can sit back and say that this kid is their least of their problem. He's a big part of their problem. Now, Do I admit that? Absolutely. I've told you for years this team stinks. They'll never win again. All right, because I'm telling you, they had their run with Brady. When they let him go, I told you they would never win again. They're not going to.
If Mac Jones was in San Francisco, he would be playing like Brock Purdy.
I actually agree.
Oh, God, no.
Yes, dude.
No, there's no chance. He'd be better than he is. But if you think he's going to play like Brock Purdy, you haven't paid attention to Brock Purdy. That is a slap in his face.
No, it's not.
He's not just a system quarterback.
Did we pay
that guy's
attention?
playing like Joe Montana, not Joe Montana like this guy's playing. Stop, Dano. Stop.
Did we pay attention to Mac Jones' rookie year? So that never happened?
No, I did. And I even called him a pea shooter then.
He did.
No quarterback is going to be successful in New England.
I agree with that part.
No quarterback this year.
Absolutely right.
I have to get to a break here.
Absolutely, you're right.
You can both be right.
This guy.
He's not their only problem. Let's put it that way.
GM Bill Belichick
is killing the Patriots. I can't disagree.
His mobility is
awesome.
phenomenal.
Purdy.
Absolutely phenomenal. And
tell everyone who he reminds you of.
He reminds me of Joe Montana. He really does. And that was a guy who had such easy mobility and such a great awareness in the pocket, and he's accurate as hell. Look, he doesn't have the biggest arm, but he's so accurate. And on the move, it's so poised. That's who he reminds me of.
You know what? The crazy thing is, like, I watched that game. I'm like, one team has a playmaker at quarterback, the other team doesn't.
Sure.
Brock Purdy is a playmaker. Like, the dude has the mobility. He plays with touch, accuracy, all of that. And then you look on the other side with Dallas and Dak. He's just not a playmaker. He doesn't make plays out of the structure of the offense.
Yeah, in relation to Brock Purdy in San Francisco, he's an MVP candidate now. Absolutely, after that performance, he's completely changed that offense. There's not a play on the field that they cannot call, nor an area of the field they cannot attack with him. In relation to Dallas, that is the worst performance of Dak Prescott's tenure as a Dallas Cowboy. That was completely an outclassing. And if you want to tell me it's a line of scrimmage game, no, it wasn't. This was a quarterback and play caller game. And San Francisco not only had the advantage, a massive advantage. There was one throw made by Dak Prescott in that football game. It's the touchdown pass to Turpin. There were 6 or 7 just big-time throws made by Brock Purdy. The Cowboys' offense looked archaic and antiquated. The first pass of the game, I think, is a drop-back go route versus off corner. That's about as low percentage of passes you can get in football. They get in trips on third down. I think it's their first third down in the game, meaning 3 receivers to one side of the football. They ran triple slants. That's what Mike McCarthy has done for the last 10 years that he was in Green Bay. It's predictable. And to go against an elite defense and do that, it's like giving the answers to the test.
Here's a sentence I never would have thought I would hear you say. Who do they miss?
Who do they miss? How about Boy Wonder?
That's Boy Wonder.
Boy Wonder is who they miss. Because you know why?
Offensive coordinator.
And what's funny, I like Kellen Moore. I mean, I call him Boy Wonder because he looks like he's 16. But the Duke can coach. And what I loved how creative he used to be. And here's the thing. In the offseason, I thought Dallas, I picked them as my Super Bowl champs because they brought in Stephon Gilmore. I knew what he would bring to that defense. It'd be terrific. And they bring in a guy named Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, yeah, he played. 1 catch. This kid gained 1,000 yards. By the way, he's played for every team in the National Football League and gained 1,000 yards. This is all the only, you brought him in just to run deep? I don't get it. So to me, it's like, we got to go back and use our weapons. And who are our weapons? Yeah, right now you assume it's Amari Cooper and that's it.
C.D. Lamb.
Or C.D. Lamb, excuse me. And that's it. Well, where's Brandon Cooks? Where's Tony Pollard? Like, you have some players. Right. It has to get substantially better for you to play against the elite team.
I'm going to give D. Wood credit because you said to me last week, if the Cowboys aren't in front, they're lost. If they're not playing from in front where their defense can pin their ears back and their quarterback can be conservative and find little plays here and there. When they get behind, they get into a game like that and they just get crushed. It's happened twice.
They're a front-running team, obviously led by their defense. When their defense is, creating turnovers and in a frenzy, that's when Dallas is at their best, right? That's why I said they're a front-running team. And even their quarterback plays to that because the pressure, he's off the hook. But now when you're going up against a team that's equal or better than you and they're not giving the ball away, we know that San Francisco is the best team in the league at taking care of the football. It clearly exposes Dak Prescott. He's not a playmaker at the quarterback position.
Okay, so let's try and solve some of the problems here. The one thing you love about Dak, he says the right thing. He said afterwards, the most humbling game I've ever been a part of. That's what you want to hear him say. What do they do to fix this? Right now, they look as far from being a Super Bowl contender as you can. Detroit looks way better than them. Philly, San Francisco goes without saying. Seattle looks better than them. They look, maybe even the Rams. They look like maybe the 5th or 6th best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
What do they do to get this fixed? They've got 2.5 months to do it.
Yeah, and I was wrong kind of saying that a month ago they were the best team. They were just playing really bad football teams. So how do they get it fixed? So they got to figure out defensively a little bit without Trevon Diggs. And that is still a very big storyline because they can't play to the style that they want. I think offensively specifically, you cannot just line up in today's NFL and stand still offense. You can't. This is what bad offenses do. They line up, they call a good play, and when they don't out-execute a good defense, they go, we just got to execute better. No. One of the fundamental starting points of a coach, and you know this better than me, is give your players an advantage. Create some form of advantage. So they got to use more motion. They got to use more stacks and bunches. They got to create leverage or numbers. They have to, in many ways, like, I would love to see more play action. They ran one under center play action yesterday. That's not just a Cowboys thing, that's an NFL thing. So, again, the offense is very archaic and antiquated coming off of yesterday. If they think they're just going to line up and play shotgun football and out-execute on a consistent basis, good defenses, maybe bad ones, good defenses, they're kidding themselves.
Well, and I'll look at the other side of the ball. I'll take a look at that defense. And when you talked about Diggs, they got to figure out how to play defense without Diggs. Here's a crazy stat that Himbo gave me. All right?
Yeah.
30th in the league in pass defense since Diggs left. And I said that was going to be a major
30th?
issue. 30th. They give up 8.5 yards per attempt. So, this is horrible. And so what it tells me right now is you've got to make adjustments. You've got to get out of all that man coverage you were wanting to play early when you had Gilmore and Diggs on the field. You've got to be more creative that way. And Dan Quinn, the pressure's on you because 30th in the league is absolutely crazy. Went from 1st to 30th.